We're living through a period of unprecedented change in our economy, our society, and our planet. Underpinning all of this are two core megatrends: the so-called fourth industrial revolution of digital technology and the sustainability imperative. The intersection of these trends means that the financial services industry globally is undergoing a transformation in two ways. First, in its purpose, from shareholder to stakeholder capitalism, with an urgent need to shift capital flows to finance the global transition to an environmentally and socially sustainable economy. And second, in how it operates, with automation, data analytics, and innovation enabling new business models and ways of working. The future of financial services in Jersey can and should absolutely be at the heart of this transformation. And in fact, if we're not, we'll be missing out on what is often called the growth opportunity of the century. It's therefore great to see the launch of Jersey Finance's Sustainable Finance Strategy. Done well, it will ensure that we further strengthen our position as a leading international finance centre and make sure that we stay relevant as a jurisdiction in this rapidly changing world. Shifting the financial system to reward more environmentally and socially sustainable investments is crucial for the urgent global transition to a more sustainable economy. Ultimately, this requires robust, reliable, and consistent financial-grade information about environmental, social, and governance, or so-called ESG, factors, in order to make capital allocation decisions based on sustainability performance. We're therefore seeing a rapid acceleration in reporting requirements around the world, driven by, first, government regulators and voluntary accreditations; second, asset owners and investors themselves; third, stakeholders and consumers; and lastly, because there's increasing evidence that getting a handle on material ESG factors just makes good business sense, both from a risk management and a value creation perspective. So what does that mean for the financial services industry in Jersey? Well, it means three key things. First, ESG factors, arguably led at the moment by carbon emissions, but others are following, are being driven through the value chain. If you can't tell your clients the carbon footprint of your business operations and how you're reducing it when they ask, you'll be less competitive than those who do. Second, globally, we're seeing significant efforts to improve the quality and consistency of disclosures around ESG factors for investors. Initiatives are underway to develop a globally consistent set of definitions and metrics, and regulatory requirements elsewhere are rapidly becoming de facto good practice standards. Take, for example, the EU's new Sustainable Finance Disclosure Regulation. Many alternative investment fund managers and alternative investment funds in Jersey are caught because they market into the EU, which is requiring a rethink in disclosing ESG policies and preparing for additional reporting requirements. But beyond that, we're working with clients around the world who are looking to comply with the SFDR anyway, even if they aren't formally caught, because their investors are expecting it. Another obvious example is the disclosure of the impact of climate risk on financial statements, driven through the Task Force for Climate-Related Financial Disclosures framework, which will become mandatory throughout the UK by 2025 and is also being integrated proportionately into the Principles for Responsible Investment. So increasingly, we're seeing asset managers and funds take a more strategic approach to ESG strategy, data gathering, analysis, and reporting. And the third point I wanted to highlight is that this all in turn presents a real opportunity for the industry here in Jersey. We're already seeing growth in sustainable finance reporting services on the island, and this will undoubtedly continue to grow. If we come back to my earlier point about the role of data and technology in the future shape of the industry here, innovation in how to capture, analyse and assure data throughout the sustainable finance value chain must surely be a core part of what the island has to offer.